up, maybe you're lucky, maybe you're much better off. You live with a complete stranger called Mom. You also live with a guy who's not your dad. Maybe they love you like you were their own, but you'll never know, 'cause they never tell if they don't. Adoption blues weighs in on you. No one to love you the way a real mother can. No one to talk to. Nobody understands. What does it feel like to be unwanted and unloved? Somewhere in the world, some stranger is your real mom. You've never met the dude who is your actual dad. Maybe one day you will meet them both for lunch, and just to be nice, they'll politely say, "This was fun, we should keep in touch." A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I got something to say to you. Life is full of disappointments, no matter what you do, it's true, and nobody can rescue you, because life is hard, and if you are smart, you will know you won't amount to much. So few people ever do. What makes you think that you're so special too? You're really not that special, you're just you. The fairy tales your parents tell are lies. The real endings are scary and grotesque. They would make you scream is no Santa Claus. There is no Santa Claus. It's true, but this is between me and you. Your parents lie to you. They want you to be good all year, so they make up some stuff about some old man who's watching you when they're not there, and that's the truth. Ask them if they feel bad for looking you right in your eyes and spewing out these silly lies. They must think you're pretty dumb to really fall for that. Believing there's a creepy old guy watching you in bed. And if that were the case, wouldn't they keep him far from you? Would they let him in your house and serve him cookies too? No old man is watching you. Your parents buy all of your gifts. So who's that guy at the mall? You sat on his lap and told him what you want. He's just some guy who doesn't care. He probably hates kids and hates a stupid job.
Live, folks. Get ready for it. It is that time of the week. You know her. You love her. You've seen her on the Foxy Merkins. You've seen her on the Eric Andre show. And you get to see her every week right here on this show. She's fantastic. She's smart. She's funny. And she's beautiful. Give it up for the amazing, the wonderful, and the oh so humble Jackie Monahan.
I am definitely the world's most humble comedian all day, all night, most humble person, really. I only hope that everybody can be as humble as me at some point. The joys of humility are amazing. People get humiliation and humility confused. It's completely different. Try humility. You will love it. You'll love it. Guess who doesn't have humility? My Aunt Jessie. She is a nightmare. I try to stay away from her because she's kind of racist. And recently I was hanging out with her doing my good deeds for my humility checklist. And she said, you know, people say that Black people look alike. She's like, I don't think they do at all. And I was so relieved. I was just like, oh, maybe she's not racist. Maybe I can have a relationship with her. And then she was like, it's the Mexicans. They look alike. Oh, geez. Jessica, no more, no more. Oh my gosh. And now that Roe v. Wade is overturned, I really hope anyone who loves kids is thinking about what they can do with this influx of unwanted children. Right now, we have 400,000 unwanted children in the United States alone. It's predicted because of the ban on abortion to double by the year 2035. So everybody's got to pitch in, adoption would be ideal. If anyone who loves kids, fostering. I'm off the hook. I hate kids. So this is what I'm doing. This along with straight conversion therapy. I'm doing everything I can to convert everybody gay. Gay. They said, because then we won't have so many unwanted children.
Yep.
And so they used to say the gay agenda. And I was like, what is the gay agenda? And they would be like, the gays want to turn everybody gay. No, nobody was wanting to turn everybody gay. Nobody cares. But now, game on. I feel like I could even change guys gay. I feel like I've done it before. I just want to be out and be like, make out, everybody make out. same-sex makeout parties. I should have same-sex makeout parties. I don't know. Okay. Is everybody ready for my co-host with the most? She is the owner of Comedy Hub Live. She is the producer of the show. She is amazing on and off the Fortnite screen. Please welcome Annie Dies a Lot, everybody. Annie Dies a Lot.
It's me. It's me. And I die a lot. Oh my God. What is up, Jackie? How are you today?
My aunt, hanging out with her was a nightmare.
Man, I had hopes for her for a second when you were like, Black people do not all look alike. I'm like, thank God.
Me too.
Then that ends. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
I couldn't believe it. I was just like, and we were out in public. I was just like,
that's the pitch. Man.
Well, do you have any racist aunts?
Well, I mean, more than likely. I try whenever someone in my family tries to bring up something like that, and I know that we don't have the similar views, I try to change the situation. And I'm super weird, so I'll do something super weird and just make people
love that. Give me
about what they were about to say.
Give me an example.
It's kind of like, remember that Mad TV, you know, the Stewart character? Look what I can do, right? If I see someone starting to talk about something that I know could lead us into a fight, I have a look what I can do moment, and I'll do something really stupid. Just so dumb, you guys. So dumb.
Love it.
I'll jump in a circle. I'll accidentally spill my drink.
Look what I can do.
Look what I can do. Just like make them all forget about it.
Yeah.
And my siblings, my nibblings, the nieces and nephews, they think I'm insane. They think I'm a lot of fun too. But no, I'm not. I just try to keep it from happening. Because I definitely have aunts and uncles that are on the extreme conservative side. I know that they could come up with some of that shit. I just don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
That's why I left Facebook, Jackie.
Yeah.
Like I can't enjoy your guys' presence knowing what you guys think on Facebook.
Right. Yeah, it's the worst.
Yes.
Guess what I saw today? Today I saw a woman, this like beautiful mom with her daughter, and her daughter was like in the carriage and like in a stroller, and she was tickling the daughter, and the daughter was laughing, and it was really cute. It was a beautiful moment. Like I was like, that is so, like, it was the cutest thing ever. The love you felt between them and the laughing, and I still was like, I don't want children.
No.
Like, I think I've witnessed the most beautiful thing ever. And I still was like, no.
Some people just don't have the drive to have kids. I wish people would understand that. I hate it when people tell me, you just don't know what you're missing. Like, you don't really become a proper human until you've had children. And that's ridiculous to me. Full disclosure, oldest of 7 kids, y'all. I knew how to change a cloth diaper, okay?
Ew.
A cloth diaper. By the time I was 4 years old, okay? Like, so I know how kids work. I know how babies work. 7-year-old me knew how to get up and change and feed a baby in the middle of the night, you know, like. And then when my parents split up, I wound up raising my own youngest sister. We're 15 years apart. So I got her when she was 11.
Wow.
I know what raising kids is like. I've never wanted to do it. I've never wanted to be a parent. I've known that when I was in high school and I thought that that's just what we had to do when we grew up. I like begrudgingly picked out a couple of baby names that I would want in the future, you know, and would like think about the future and just be so sad because I did not want to raise children. And that's okay. Not everybody wants to be a parent. And I'm in my 40s now. I am very happy with my life choices. It's okay. It's okay, Jackie. You can see a beautiful moment like that. You don't have to be impressed by it.
Yeah, it was so interesting, like how much it moved me, and then, but not to the point of, yeah. But I love children, and I love witnessing that bond. It was really beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. Yeah.
Yeah, kids can be cool. I just don't want them to live with me, man.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be responsible for raising one.
I don't have any nieces or nephews either.
Oh, you can borrow some of mine anytime. I've got
I'll
tons
take
of them.
them. Your parents were divorced. All this time I thought your parents were together.
It's complicated.
Ooh, sexy.
I don't know if there's no sex. There hasn't been sex in their relationship in a couple of decades, I'm sure.
Well, there was a lot when they were popping out the babies.
Yeah, no, my parents are weird.
Your mom was like one of those t-shirt.
Yeah, she just like babies just shot out of her constantly. Yeah, the first 6 of us were all born within like 9 years. Not even. Was I even 9 when my brother was born? It was like 8.5 years. Like we just went bam, 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 bam. So many.
Wow.
The last one was the much youngest. There was a lot of years between her and the 6th, but
Wow.
yeah.
Imagine if they had a baby now.
No. I am so happy, can I say? I got a hysterectomy earlier this year. And it's great. I can go to any state I want to and not have to fear accidentally getting knocked up.
You can get raped and not worry about getting knocked up.
I know. I can totally be raped now and not have any worries about lasting consequences, only mentally. But yeah, it's the best decision I made. I wish I didn't wait so long. That's another part. Like doctors, when you tell them, I'm never going to be a mom, I'm never going to use this stuff, they're still like, you're still young. We'll wait.
Yeah, they don't want you to sue them and be like, I wanted children. How dare they?
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, if only they let me do this when I was 20 years old, which is the first time I was like, can we just take it all out?
Take it out. Woo,
Let's get rid of it.
Take it out.
It was miserable. It made me miserable. I'm so much more productive without a uterus.
More productive without a uterus.
A beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Are you ready for our comedian?
Yes, I am.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? I don't think we had the discussion. Is our new comedian gonna do a set or just come on and talk with us, Jackie?
She's gonna do a set. She's gonna do 8 minutes.
Let's go. Let's do it. All right.
Whatever she wants to do.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, hold on. Get your popcorn. Get yourself into the mood to laugh. I hope you have a diaper on because she's going to make you pee your pants. She's visiting us from San Francisco. She makes the world a better place over there. And we love her. Please welcome Lolita D.
Woo!
Oh my God. Hi, everyone. Oh my God. This is so cool. I just had to rewrite my entire set because there's so many things that Jackie and our KO comedy host said that I needed to kind of piggyback on. Gay people not getting pregnant by accident. I fail to understand why people that are anti-LGBTQ plus rights are the same people who are anti-abortion. Because if there's one segment of the population that is unlikely to get accidentally pregnant, it's us, right? It's years. I never had a whoops moment with my turkey baster. It's not a thing, but I am a mom, and you like the little ones, some people like the older ones. The only part I love about parenting is labor. I love giving birth because I am permanently filtered. I have to filter myself all the time. Like I'm inappropriate, I'm loud, I'm a lesbian, like everything is wrong about me. But during childbirth, you can scream. You can really fucking let it rip. Happiest 28 hours of my life, let me tell you. They tried to give me drugs. I'm like, keep those away from me. I'm just screaming. Such a joyful experience. And then, of course, there is the child. But okay, anyway. To my set, hey, people, thank you for being here. I don't know how many people are out there, but thank you, because we have to laugh. We have to laugh. The world is a terrifying place right now, and the planets are out of whack. My estrogen is in retrograde. But it's been a couple of weeks, right? I mean, it's been a good few weeks now that it's just been awful. I mean, it's been really a few years, like since the pandemic, like things have been hard. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I think it's been downhill since 1776. I mean, the Constitution is great. It's a good book. I don't know. I love the movie. I've never read it. Great film. But I can't help feeling that it would have been better. The Constitution would have been better if it had been written by the founding mothers.
Yes.
You know, if the Constitution had been written by the founding mothers, there might have been less emphasis on the right to bear arms and more emphasis on the right to bear a baby, or not, or not. Thank you. But I'm a single mom. I'm a single mother by choice, which is a very polite way of saying I murdered my husband. Don't worry. That's no. I mean, that's a joke. Obviously, I would never go to prison for a man.
Yes.
Ever. But my son is a teenager now, and when I talk to him, I bring the same energy that people do when they have a relative in a coma. Like I'm just talking, I'm just I'm hoping some of it goes in, and when he rolls his eyes, which he inevitably does, I'm like, oh, my baby, he's still in there. Oh. Sign of life detected. It's worth it. It's all worth it. Now, I am not from round these ways, as you may have already gathered from the fact that I am not wearing a football jersey. I grew up in the Netherlands.
Woo!
And growing up, I grew up in Amsterdam, and growing up, I used to imagine all these really cool American places that I knew of because of music. Like as a kid, I listened to the Jackson 5. They're from Indiana. Mm-hmm. And then as a teenager, I was so into Prince, Minnesota. And then when I went to college, I was a fan of REM, Georgia. So having then moved to the United States, visiting these places ranks really high on the list of my life's greatest disappointments. But I'm a European mom. I'm not an American mom. I don't hover. I respect my kids' privacy. I pronounce it privacy. All the things. But when he turned 16, my friends asked me, "Oh, are you going to let him drive?" And I'm like, "Drive? No." In Europe, we don't give cars to children. Mm-hmm. Alcohol, sure. Like in Europe, we combat teenage drink driving by not giving cars to adolescents. I don't know, maybe it works. But when my son got into it and he was like, "Oh, Mom, I would like to learn to drive." And I'm like, "Oh, you want me to be American mom, do you?" And he was like, "Well, yeah, we live here now." And I'm like, "Okay, sure. You can learn to drive and I'm going to need access to your browser history." He's like, "I don't need to drive." I'm always checking his browser history. I just tell him I don't. It's beautiful. Now, I love to play pickleball. Any pickleball people? If you're out there, listeners, audience, Twitchers, if you're into pickleball, write it in the chat. I want to find out about it. But some people are mean about pickleball. And when I say some people, I mean tennis players. Fuck these people. Um, and no, pickleball, let me tell you, pickleball is cool, pickleball is modern, pickleball is intersectional. It resides at the intersection of being retired and lesbian. And just to be absolutely clear, I am not retired. I met my current partner playing pickleball, and I know it sounds so romantic. It was not. She lobbed, I ran, I fell, I broke my arm. She took me to the ER. They gave me drugs. We spent 6 hours together. They gave me more drugs. People, it was the best night of my life. So many drugs and my girl. It was the best night of my life. So yeah, we've been dating ever since. But before I was with her, I used to go speed dating.
Oh, wow.
And I'm really good at speed dating. Every time I went speed dating, I'd end up in a relationship. I'm not very good at relationships. But I used to always go back speed dating. I'm a veteran speed dater. But the last time I went speed dating, we were kind of standing around before the official kind of, where they match you up and everything. We're just kind of having a drink. And one woman was nervous and she said, "Oh, it's my first time speed dating. What'd you ask?" And I said, "Well, old timer here. Let me help you with that. I have a great question. My question is, what are your deal breakers?" And she's like, "Oh, that sounds like a good question. What are your deal breakers?" And I'm like, "Well, apart from being a Republican, obviously." Haha. And she goes, "Oh, is that a deal breaker for you?"
No.
Yeah. Then she said, "Some people just aren't very political." And I'm like, "Thank you for making me realize I have another deal breaker." People, I am so political that when Dick Cheney got a heart transplant, I gave up my organ donor card. I mean, can you imagine? Now I'm dead and my heart is a weapon of mass destruction. Fuck that. No way. Until they have like a drop-down menu where you can state who cannot get your organs, I'm not reinstating my donor card. Donald Trump, no. Brett Kavanaugh, no. People who don't know the difference between there, and there, no. No, wait, that would include my kid. That okay. Never mind, but you get my point. My body, my choice. I am Lalita D. Thank you for having me.
Woo!
That's so funny. That's so
Thank
true.
you, Jackie.
That's so true that you don't want your body parts going to the wrong people.
Right? Although I had this fantasy that if my brain went to like a boring dude, and then after he's married to a woman, and then his wife all of a sudden is like, "Wow, you're really good in bed. What happened?" And he's like, "Oh, I got a new brain," and it was Lalita's brain, people. I like that.
That's so funny. Oh my God, that would be a good movie.
Ooh, yes. You can play me, Jackie. There you go.
Put it in chat GBT.
See what it comes up with.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
AI is so weird. We have an AI comedian here today in the Twitch chat. He's awful. He's awful. But we have an AI bot named Laughing Larry AI. I asked him during your set, talking about pickleball. I said, "Laughing Larry, do you play pickleball?" His response was, "Nah, I prefer my balls served with a side of whiskey. But hey, whatever floats your boat." AI is terrible, you guys.
Oh my God.
Such a bad comedian. Oh, AI, you suck.
Lolita, what year did you move to San Francisco?
Okay, so now I am 29. So when people ask me these kinds of questions, I have to backtrack real fast.
Yeah, I bet.
So it was 15. So no, I moved to, I actually live in the South Bay, 2019, just before the pandemic. That is not a
Wow,
good
no
time to move
way.
into a teeny tiny apartment, people.
Ugh.
So
You
you
said
were in the
South Bay?
Netherlands? You were in the Netherlands till 2019?
No, God, no. You fucking kidding me? No, absolutely not. Have you met the Dutch people? No. I lived in London for 20 years.
Wow.
Okay, it wasn't 20 years because I'm 29. A few years. And then I was in Madison, Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin. What for what?
I worked at the University of Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, people, if you're thinking about what to major in, I have a major. I majored in religious studies, and here I am on a Saturday afternoon doing comedy on Twitch. Make wise choices, people. Yes.
Well, I mean, you made wise choices. You moved to the Bay Area from Wisconsin. That's a thumbs up. I'm in the Bay Area. I'm East Bay.
Oh, you are? Oh, you're
Yeah.
the East Bay. Okay.
I'm in
You know,
Oakland.
okay, very cool. I go to Oakland all the time. It's a cool place. You know, living in Wisconsin, I mean, the biggest issue for me was that I had disposable income. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. Bay Area took care of it.
It is expensive here, but it doesn't snow.
And
I
it's
like that
just,
part.
you know, it's diverse and it's the mountain is beautiful. It's great. I love living in the Bay, but no more people. We're full up.
I know. It's been nice having this California exodus. We could use some more spaces around us for sure.
I think we just sounded very, very. Did we sound like Trumpers, Jackie? Were you
Maybe.
concerned that we're Trumpers?
I know you two aren't. You two are like wildly political.
We are, and
I
we
definitely
have to be.
follow politics a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
I follow
I'm
it a
very
lot.
wildly political too, but not as much as you guys at all. So I'm not wild. I'm political, but not wildly.
I like being wild about all the things I do. You have to be wild. Just
I
am
just like
wild.
being informed, man. Like I
Yeah.
like it.
I get too depressed if I get too informed.
no, there is that, and I'm staying away from the radio. I like anything that includes sound for the next 4 years. I cannot
That's my
hear
goal.
that man's voice.
My goal is to not hear one word out of his mouth for 4
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I'll be reading. I'll be reading the news.
Yeah,
Old
it's
style. I
definitely
might even
easier right
subscribe to a newspaper. Do you even know what that is, you young people? Young people don't know what that is.
Newspaper. I did hear come out of his mouth. I didn't listen the other time either, but the only thing I really have heard him say is, everything else I heard secondhand, but I saw out of his mouth him say, "You only have to vote this one time, and we'll take care of it." And I was just like, "Are you insane?" Like, but more importantly, the people that voted for him. And people try to tell me. See, I'm mad again. People try to tell me like, "Oh, you're being fed lies." Like I watched him say, "You're not going to have to vote again." Like that's scary. That's a monster says that. Somebody that wants to. It's promising devastation. You're telling them I'm going to devastate the country. And people are like, "Yay!" Yay! It's awesome. We don't have to vote anymore. Like what?
Bring in the founding mothers is what I say. No, I mean, the Constitution didn't predict this would happen because you know what happened in 1776. At least it's my theory. You know, there was just these people, and they were white, and they were male, and they were very articulate, and they used big words and stuff, and they had very dubious opinions about people of color and women, and they got to write the Constitution. Like they were like the 1776 version of Joe Rogan, who wrote that thing. And here we are.
I recently went down that rabbit hole over I wanted to understand the intentions of the people that wrote the Constitution, right? So I got deep into what was going on at the time and just all of the incursions that led up to writing the Constitution. And I found this really interesting. the majority of the men that wrote it didn't want slavery to be a part of America. They were far more progressive. The original, the two first drafts of the Constitution were super more pro individualism, and it was only two states, two colonies that didn't back it. It was Georgia and I think a Carolina. And because of them, they had to rewrite the entire Constitution and make it just about white dudes. And I was like, that's insane. And here we are, you know, a few hundred years later. And if only the majority of the white dudes had been like, no, you two idiot white guys, we will not do that. It's important when there's a minority like that, shut it down. But yeah.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
I think eventually the world will have like an awakening and everybody will know that we're all one, but I was hoping it was going to be sooner than later.
Man, the world is a pendulum swing, man. I do think it's going to get so bad. Of course, we're going to swing back more liberal, right? Like people are about to find out what they voted for.
Well, that's the whole thing. I think it's really important that we're not like, we don't want to say, I told you so. Because then we're going to have to say, I told you so. Like, I really don't.
I'm already having the t-shirt printed. Lalita D says, SEC, Lalita D says, I told you so, you fucking fucks.
I would rather be happy than right. I want nothing to.
I'm only happy when I'm right, Jackie. You're not a Scorpio. Are you
I really want to be happy. I want to be happy.
How can you be happy when you're not right?
Yeah. I just hope he doesn't get away with anything. But
he will get away with everything.
I really have a feeling that he's going to do something so crazy because now he really thinks he can do anything. And he can. He's not.
And he can.
He can. He's support. But he's going to push it. He can't not push it. He's going to push it to some. You
know, but there's some bright lights. Like Matt Gaetz already gone. Like he hasn't even started his job, and he was like, "What? I can't fuck 14-year-olds. What is this? I am not Attorney General of the United States. Not worth it." I mean, that's a choice. That man is committed to his desires. You got to give him that.
I can't believe that guy has had as much power as he's gotten. It's crazy. You know what drives me nuts is when people are like, we love Trump because he's a man of the people. He knows what we want. He's like on our level. And I've always been someone that's like, I want someone smarter than me, that's above me as president. If you're going to be president, you got to know more than I do. You got to understand the world better than I do. You got to make decisions that are tougher than the ones I do. You have to be better than me. And Trump, I don't want someone that's of the people. I don't want someone that's as dumb as me. I need you to be
You've got to know the difference. You've got to know the difference between there, and there, and he does not.
Yes,
he does.
Exactly. Which one of those do I put an apostrophe in?
A what?
There, and there. Yeah, gotta have someone smarter than me. And so the next 4 years are going to be interesting. I was talking to Jay, other guy back here on Comedy Hub, and we do our own like political show on YouTube. We have our own channel, and I was rewatching some of it recently because you gotta watch your own work from time to time. I hate watching myself, but I got to do it. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, you know what, Jay? We gotta just start. We can't show clips anymore because when I see Donald Trump pop up, I turn off our clips. Like, I can't get through them. Just going to have to repeat what he said, not show it.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I didn't know you guys were doing that. That's cool. You should have a leader on it.
Yeah, I'm down. We're kind of
wildly political.
Yeah. We like wild politics. We like it. Yeah.
I have to go to a higher power when I think about politics for too long. I'm just like, oh, okay. That there's somebody strong.
No, you have to protect yourself.
There's an essence that's stronger than Trump, that's more powerful than Trump. And I like to focus on that. Yeah, It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling, you guys. All right, wait. Okay, not to change the subject, but let's look at what I can do. What are you guys watching on TV right now?
Oh, I just started watching The Man Inside.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's good. Oh, yes, and Dune. Dune is pretty good.
Oh, wow. So Annie helped me a lot when this all happened. Now I'm bringing it back. I'm like distraction, and then I'm going back to it. When Trump got in office, and he's not even in it yet. I keep thinking like, oh, we're like a month in. It's almost
no, that's a terrifying
I'm like,
thing.
not even there yet. Anyway, so but Annie helped me a lot because I was like, how did I get on this timeline? Like, why am I not on a timeline where Kamala won? Like, I just am like punishing myself why I'm on this timeline. And Annie helped me because she was like, you're the version of yourself, the only version of yourself that could handle it. And that calmed me down so much, Annie. Like I think about it every day. I'm like, okay.
I feel like it's the best way to center yourself right now.
It's the only way. Because otherwise I was like so mad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Wrong? I'm like, what did I do wrong?
You did nothing wrong. In fact, your journey so far has led you to a point where you can handle this. Like, I know me so well, and I know that certain versions of me would be spinning out right now.
Oh yeah, versions of me would be drinking, recruiting people to go kill.
This version of me is still drinking. I told Jay I'm not giving up liquor for the next 4 years. That's not happening. But I still think I haven't spun out of control yet. I'm dealing with it, you know.
I feel like
as a comedian, we'll just have endless material. I'm looking forward to it. I'm psyched. What am I going to write about? Not a problem. Just turn on the news. It's right there. It's
exactly.
So true, Lolita.
That was the best part about Trump's last 4 years. The comedy
was so good.
It's so much better. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. That was the one good thing about, not good thing, but the one light and the
redeeming.
Dark is like,
yes.
I still have my suicidal ideation joke.
Always a good thing to joke about.
But I was willing to give it up for a better life with Kamala.
For sure. I know.
The good news is, everybody, you ready for this? It's only 4 years.
Yay!
Hopefully.
Well, that's the thing, unless he changes something.
I know. But he still has some hurdles. I don't think we're already seeing some breaks in the Republican Party. They're not all going to vote the same. It's going to be just like, last year or 2 years ago with the Speaker of the House nonsense. It's going to be the same thing again. We're going to see so many confirmations not happen. Dude, I'm going to enjoy watching the Republicans hold the House, the Senate, and the White House and not get anything done. They're really good at doing nothing. They just fight. So I'm excited.
Wildly political. Lolita, so were you ever married to a man?
No.
So you had a child with a turkey baster.
I didn't have a child. Well, it was a fertility clinic. So it was a person with a needle. But yeah, it was essentially a very fancy turkey baster. Yes, I did.
That's so cool for you, because your son knows that he was so wanted.
He was so wanted, yes. And he's, he says, you chose me, I didn't choose you. And I don't know, that's his love language.
Aww.
So
good. It's adorable.
I believe you choose your parents. What do you try to prep him so that he'll be president? Are you like, please be president?
He wasn't born in the United States.
Wait a minute.
And there's an issue with that apparently. Yeah.
Not by the time he's 40, it'll be all right. If Trump can be president, anybody can.
But I did, he turned 18 a month before the election. So we went to vote together because I became a citizen, so I could vote. And yeah, fat lot of good that did me. And so I said to him, because he's in his senior year of high school, so he still lives with me. And I was like, I'm going to have to see a little screenshot of your ballot card. And he's like, well, Mom, isn't voting private in this country? And I'm like, yes, but rent is not free according to the Constitution, baby. So you pick, you either share your ballot with me or you can start paying me rent in the Bay Area. Yeah, so it wasn't him, okay? It wasn't him. I just want everybody to know it wasn't him. It wasn't us. We didn't do this.
So would you move back if it's nice that you could move back if you wanted?
So the Netherlands are, the Holland has really good PR because people think of it as a very liberal, progressive kind of place. Fascist state, hello. They took my passport away. They don't allow dual citizenship.
No way. There's no dual citizenship.
There's no
way.
No. Way. And so I can't go back. I have nowhere to go back to.
That's
because my loyalty to the Dutch crown is in question. I'm like, it's not in question at all. I've always been anti-monarchy. I've never been loyal to the Dutch crown, but you used to give me passport. So there's nothing's changed here, you fuckers. But
because you lived in England, could you go back there?
Well, not anymore because of Brexit.
Wow.
I could go back, but I mean, who wants to live in England? I'm sorry. Hi, English people, we love you, but really seriously, have you met the weather? When there's a solar eclipse in the United States and people travel for like 16 hours to go to New Mexico or whatever, I'm like, just go live in England. You won't see the fucking sun any day of the year ever. Like I had 20 years of solar eclipse.
No,
not going back.
Wow.
So yeah. So this is my country now, for better or for worse. And right now,
I love what you're.
For worse.
Yeah.
Well, just keep telling yourself you're a Californian. You don't have to associate with the rest of it. That's what I keep telling myself. I'm a Californian. America? Sure. Yeah, I guess I'm part of that too. But I'm a Californian right now, kids.
California and IA. That's right.
God bless California.
Oh,
Californian.
That's what
How great is California?
I like it all right. We got a lot of problems, but I don't feel like
the best.
Yeah, it's more of a population control issue and not so much we hate people issue.
Yeah.
We like people here.
Lolita, have you ever done stand-up in Australia?
I have done stand-up in Australia, yeah.
Was it amazing?
They So when I do live sets, I didn't do it today, but when I do live sets, depending on the audience, I have a audience participation segment where people guess my accents, and people always guess Australian. And so when I was in Australia, I told them that, and that led to this outcry of how stupid Americans were, because to them, of course, I don't sound Australian. I mean, I don't. But Australians were like, people think you're Australian? You don't sound anything like us. I'm like, oh, I know. I'm American. I did 3 shows in Melbourne, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, those people have a good sense of humor. There's a good comedy scene. Very enjoyable.
I love their shows. Their shows are just insanely fun.
And there's some fantastic Australian comedians. Fabulous.
I want to go do comedy there.
To go, do it. We'll talk offline, and I'll hit you up with a few people.
Yeah,
there you go.
Australia, here I come. I'm gonna get hurt by one of the animals that kill. Did anything poisonous come near you?
My ex-wife?
Oh. She live in Australia?
She's not now, but yeah, she did, which is why I used to go there a lot. And the jet lag to Australia, man, that's going because you go across the date line. It's so wild. It's so wild. So the jet lag going to Australia is like being high. It's like a hallucination type thing. It's wild. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be since I'm sober, I'll just keep going.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fun. I love it.
What other travel plans do you have, Jackie and Annie? Where are we going?
Ooh, where are we going? Life is so busy, I don't even have time to think about things like that. Where am I going, Jay? And how am I getting there?
I'm going to the East Coast.
Ooh,
I think I want to try to go for like a month in March.
Oh, wow.
okay. To do comedy?
Yeah,
Nice.
Excellent. You'd
in
be great.
Boston, Rhode Island, and New York. That's what I want to do. We'll see.
That sounds
But
great.
that's my plan in
I
March.
love it. I love it. I mean, short term, I'm going to Sacramento on Thursday for Thanksgiving. Ooh.
Sacramento.
I'm going to travel a whole 2 hours, everybody, to hang out with family. That is what kind of one of the cool things about California is you can go a lot of places and not leave the state.
Yeah,
I mean,
my car that I had to say goodbye to never left the state.
oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. And I've got family just spread kind of all over California. So, I'll jump in the car, drive 7 hours and go play in LA with my sister for a couple weeks. And then I'll go to Central California. They're everywhere. Remember, I've got 6 brothers and sisters, you guys. That's a big family. So,
Are they all in
What about you,
California?
Lolita? Where are you going?
no, my
Hang
sister's
on.
in Colorado. One of my sisters is in Colorado.
Okay.
But
They have Culver's in Colorado.
They have what there?
Culver's. Culver's is the best thing to come out of Wisconsin.
What's
It's
it
like
called?
it's like a fast food thing, but they have the
Okay.
best ice cream, which is not called ice cream, it's called frozen custard, and they have it in Colorado. So
Ooh,
go.
frozen custard is so good. I'm all over that.
So
Culver's.
good. If
All
there's
right.
any Scotties in the audience, put it in the chat. What's your favorite thing to get at Culver's? The cheese curds are amazing. Go. What am I doing for Thanksgiving? I don't celebrate genocide, Jackie. So that answers that question.
No, where are you traveling to? Are you traveling anywhere coming up?
I'm going to Sausalito on Saturday. I'm going north of the Golden Gate Bridge, people. And when I go across the Golden Gate Bridge, I've never been more European. I'm like, I don't
I feel like that's how you can really tell someone that's not from California versus, or specifically the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Is like if you're with someone that's even from like Southern California or across the state or foreign, you go to the Golden Gate Bridge, you're like, oh my God, it's the Golden Gate Bridge. And then if you're local, you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah, it's $10
probably
to
know
get across.
someone that
What the
jumped. You have to
fuck?
pay to go across it. There's nothing but bad memories with the Golden Gate Bridge.
So that night I broke my arm when I met my girlfriend. It was the day before my kid's 16th birthday, and for his 16th birthday, I had booked us a helicopter flight across the bay,
Nice.
and you go under the Golden Gate Bridge. That was my treat for his birthday, and I'm sitting in the ER with this broken arm. I'm high as a kite, and I say to the doctor, it's my son's 16th birthday tomorrow. Can I still celebrate? And he said, well, what were you thinking of doing? And I'm like, we're going in a helicopter. And he goes, let me just clarify, are you flying the helicopter? Because I'm not going to be okay with that. I'm like, no, I'm just going to be a passenger. He's like, yeah, you're good to go. It's going to hurt. Oh my God, it hurts so much. But I didn't want to take my kid's birthday treat away from him. So also they had a non-refundable policy, no refund policy,
Yeah, no, those can get
It's like-
expensive.
Even if I leave half my arm in the helicopter, I'm not going. I pay for
But
the
you were
shit.
happy that you had met the love of your life.
We didn't know that yet. It took us about a year to actually get together. But
I remember you seeing your arm broken and being like, Lolita, you seemed so happy. That's why. Because I was like, if it was me, I would have been so pissed. But you were like, there was a glow about you.
Yeah. No, we met. And it took us a while to get together, but now you know why. Yeah.
Now I know now. So you were into her right away.
I was.
Nice.
But not all women know they're gay, there's stories there, and so we had to unpack a few things, and now we're here. We're good.
Yeah. I love it.
And stuff a few things.
I know. We stuffed, we unpacked, we packed, we stuffed, we unstuffed.
I love it.
About 6 months into the relationship, she said to me, "Hey, do we have to talk this much?" Yeah, welcome to being a lesbian.
Do we have to talk this much?
What did you say?
I mean, I literally that. Yes, we're lesbians. We talk about every. I mean, it drives me. I drive myself crazy. I can really be like, okay, the way you pour your cereal is a little patriarchal. Okay.
I'm going to start watching you when you pour your cereal.
Yeah, you need to put that in your set. That she was like, "Do you have to talk this much?"
You're like, there's a patriarchal pour here.
And the patriarchal
pour.
I do have a joke about I do have a joke about lesbian, the way lesbians fight, that it's bad, but I'll weave her into it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the name of your album should be Patriarchal Pour.
Patriarchal pour. Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a patriarchal pour. Thank you, David G. Oh, we're getting praise in the chat.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. I love it. Patriarchal pour. There could be like a lead up to it. Like, ask yourself, do you pour? That's too long of a title. No. But there's something there.
The lead
like
it. Patriarchal pour. I love it.
Anti-patriarchal pour.
That's what I'm thinking. Anti-patriarchal pour. But I don't know. I heard an interview with a woman comedian. She's super famous. I don't think she's very funny. Eliza?
Oh, yeah. Schlesinger.
That's it. And she goes, people come to comedy shows. Everybody wants to laugh. People don't want to hear words like the patriarchy. And I'm like, they don't? Those are my comedy shows. They do.
Yeah. It's interesting because I'm reading Lenny Bruce's book. And he's so political, like that's what they, I mean, there's different audiences, like some,
right.
So I hate comedians who blanket statement things, like blanket statementing that they don't want to hear patriarchy is ridiculous.
Anyway, she has 50 Netflix special and I'm doing Twitch on a Saturday afternoon. So let's go. And I'm very honored, don't get me wrong. I love this. But
that's the whole thing. Making blanket statements seems to be, I mean, people get ahead doing that because people follow it. But it's like the rabbit and the tortoise. Like you might get there slower, but it's a better crowd.
I agree.
And then having a room full of people that don't want to hear the word patriarch.
Well, I think it's interesting. Like, let's just look like okay. So right now, like the biggest names in comedy, the ones that are selling out Madison Square Garden, right, are the incredibly, like, I guess, inoffensive. I don't know, like Nate Bargatze gonna sell out anything. He doesn't have anything that's gonna make either side of the aisle angry. Russell Peters, he's not going to have anything that's going to make anybody angry. It's they're comedians that do comedy for everyone, and they sell places out, and they get giant Netflix deals and all of that. But if we look at comedians in the past that still have like clout, those weren't those people. Those were the guys making political statements. George Carlton. Yeah, I said Carlton. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I get it. The people making all the money right now, yeah, they're like they're gonna make blanket statements, but the people we're gonna remember 20 years from now, it's not gonna be them.
You know who was kind of political that had a big following? Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy too. Well, I would say he was more political to a degree, but he broached subjects that a lot of people wouldn't, So I think there's something there.
Times are changing. I think that's one good thing there's no good thing about this, but I think times are changing that we need more people to come alive and be as authentically themselves. And yes. When you're blanket statementing, Making blanket statements that everybody is this when they're not all that. That's not truth. That's conforming to what other people want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit of pandering there.
Yeah. Pitter pander.
Pander Express.
Pitter pander.
That's fun to say. Pitter pander. Pitter pander.
Pander. Pitter
Pitter
pander.
pander, patriarchal poor.
Pitter pander, patriarchal poor.
Yes.
I like Pander Express. I might make that the name of my second special after Anti-Patriarchal Poor. Pander Express.
Love it. I love it. I want front row seats to that special.
Yeah.
You've got it. You've got it. You've got it. You've got it.
Yeah. Well, Miss Jackie, it's about that time.
Lolita, will you tell everybody where they can find you on the socials?
Yes, I am. It's in my hand. I don't know if people can see that. It's Lalita D Comedy. So LALITADEE, Lalita D Comedy. I'm on Instagram and I'm semi-active on Facebook, but Instagram is really where it's at. I no longer do Twitter. I can't face it. And I upload stuff on TikTok, but Instagram is really where it's at for me. So
it's great. And you guys can find all of that in the chat. We have dropped the Instagram handle in the chat. Click it. It's easy.
it's even my Venmo handle. If anybody out there, you just made some money this morning, you're like,
there you go.
I've never had disposable income before. I live in the Bay Area. I don't know what to do with this. My Venmo handle is Lalita D Comedy. I'll take care of it for you. So.
I love it. I love it. So yes, you guys, help out Lolita's algorithm. Give her a follow.
Please. Yes. Follow me.
And we're going to dance off, Lolita. This is my friend.
Great.
Sarah's. She voted for
Kamala. Dance.
She voted for Kamala. She did. It's coming up
She became
shortly. There it is.